Okay, good morning, guys. Let's take a walk around here. If you saw the other day, we were actually yesterday we were putting some concrete down. So the boys are all gone now. So let's take an early morning walk and we'll get you guys all caught up in the shop of what's going on. It's nice and quiet and peaceful here right now. Or maybe I should just say, well, Dave's not here. Okay, let's take a look. So if you all remember last year, these bays were always up, and the plan is I'm going to close all these bays in. I'm going to close all these bays in, and what's going to happen is we're going to knock this wall out eventually. So the shop's is one big shop. But like all you guys out there know, it takes time, it takes money, and well, that's one thing I don't have a lot of. Time is an issue for me, and obviously money is too, just like it is for you guys. But anyway, last year we had done these 3 bays because Darren was in here working, and we ran all the plugs and wiring. We put all the lights up for Darren, so he's good to go. And yes, this is where he even works in the winter. No doors, but he was out here all winter. He's got coveralls that are all thermal coveralls, so he was good and he was happy because he stayed dry. So these bays have always been here. I've kept customer cars in here, and anyway, it was time to get the concrete laid in these bays. So that's it. They finished it off yesterday. They're going to come back and polish it and seal it all up today. And there we go. And then of course we'll clean all this mess up of shit that I've got laying all over the place. I just got crap laying everywhere, as you guys can see. It's just, you know. But anyway, that's our little update. That is what's going on. That's my one big thing this year that I'm kind of proud of. I was able to save up and get that done. We still not got no lights or power in there, and who knows, maybe in a few months I'll have it lit up and powered too. Okay, so I was talking to you guys and I was showing you Dean's frame. What happened here is Dean's car is a 55 Pontiac, which you all know if you've been following the video. But Dean's car, on the last owner that had it, the guy that destroyed it, well, he let it rot so bad that the frame rotted out of it. So the owner bought another frame, but the frame he bought was a 57 Chev frame, and he took the original X-Member from the original frame and put it in this frame. But 57 Chevys are different, and how you tell is if you look at the front horns, they're square. Not only, and now you're probably saying, Rick, couldn't you just drilled some proper holes and changed that or changed the horns? You could have screwed around with all that and you could have fixed all that up. But the problem was whoever was building this frame, you can see the way it's all painted up. They even changed all this in here, where the shock mounts and all this, because they were running this car was going to be built for hydraulics. I mean, if you look at this frame, the way they've painted all up, if you actually look carefully, whoever had the frame went to all the trouble of doing all the body work. Like it's all been bonded over and all the seams have been cleaned up and that. So of course I got in there, you can see, and I cut the X-Member out of it. So you can see there where it's been cut there, and I cut it out there. I cut it all out. I took all my measurements. Plus, not only that, obviously I went online and I pulled up a print of exactly where all the body mounts and that are. So I know exactly where the X-Member goes in. So let's take a walk here in the shop. And oh no, actually we'll come over here. Darren's been working on this little Chevy. You remember the Chevy? Well, Darren tidied up the wiring. And the owner asked us to check it out, so we're going to pull the wheels and check all the brakes. And I don't think you're going to see a big difference in this car, what Darren has done, because it didn't really show you under the dash. But I don't know if you can see in there or not. If you remember before, there was big clumps of wiring just hanging under the dash here. There was a toggle switch hanging down here with bare wires. Darren straightened all that up. He got in there and cleaned all the wiring up and just made it neat. So that's about what's going on with the little Chevy. Like I say, we're gonna check out the brakes on it today. Owner asked us, hey, well, you got it in there. Can you check out the brakes? Check out the front suspension. Can you get all that kind of stuff done? So we're gonna go through that. We did check it out. We gave it an oil change. We checked out the cap and all that. It needs a new cap and rotor, so that's all fine. So that's what's going on there with Darren. He's working away on that. And then there's the Chevelle. If you're out there, 265 Chevy, we have been working on the Chevelle. There's actually one of the fenders. If you can see, we've painted all the lips and edges where it needs to be painted, and we've actually started on the Chevelle here. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. I'll uncover this. I'm going to be back on this today. Oh, let's get this out of here. Bear with me, guys. Okay. So if you see, we've got the passenger side fender on there. We lined it all up with the door. It's all beautiful. Obviously the rad support is on there, and we've actually, we're coming along really good. And here's what I'm talking about. We got all the edges all painted up. That's all been done. Inner fenders, I just put those on last. Headers are on the motor down in there. We got our headers going on. Sorry for the video here this morning, guys. So that's all taken care of. And of course, well, I don't know if you can see down in there, but we got the driver's side door on now too. And there's the steering column. Steering column's all painted up, ready to go. So we're going to get the driver's side fender. Let me get this turned around, I'll talk to you. Okay, driver's side fender put on there today. Probably get the steering column all mounted in place, and then it's time to get onto the inner fenders, which we still got to clean them up and paint them. We're going to paint them a nice satin black, and to match the rad support, and then that's all over with. So we'll take a look at what's in the shop here, get you caught up. So Dave is working away. Actually, forget about Dave. Let's get onto the Pontiac again. So here's the Pontiac frame, which you saw in the last video. And there's the X-member. I've got it sitting in place. I've already got the top welds on it in place now. We've kind of figured it all out. It's where it should be. What a huge X-member, eh, guys? It's just massive. So anyway, the X-member is in there. As I was saying earlier, these old cars, if they had a V8 in them, they had a rubber mount thing, a studs thing that came up here. Well, you can go and buy aftermarket mounts. They're very simple. You can't screw it up if you're going to put a small block or big block Chev in. There's two factory rivets that are down in here on this frame rail that come down. You drill those two rivets out. This lines up with it, and then you just got to drill two new holes up here. Comes with all the hardware, comes with the mounts, comes with the mounts for your motor, comes with the bolts and nuts. Awesome kit. And then of course what I did was right in here, I don't know if you guys can see that, that's where there was big huge frame horns that came off like this, and that's where your transmission originally bolted. Well, we cut those out because the owner bought an aftermarket transmission mount too, which we'll put in later. So the X-member is right now, it's kind of tack welded in place, it's all lined up, and we'll just double check and take a few extra measurements today, double check it, maybe make sure it goes up on the car properly, and that's all ready to go. Now Dave is working away. Here we go. He's working on the doors for the 37 Ford. I did all the welding on the doors. He's been doing all the body work, and there we go. We're actually doing the roughing on the body. So the plan is hopefully, today's a Thursday, we're hoping by the end of today I can get all this stuff put in primer. Actually, I shouldn't say the end of today. I'll be out here tonight doing it. But anyway, it'll be a late night, probably be a 12, 13 hour day. But that's okay. Get all this put in primer, and then we'll either sit up for a day or something like that, and then we can maybe we can start working on the back deck lid and that. We're gonna put the doors back on there, pre-fitted one more time today, just make sure everything's okay, and that is what's going on there. So quite the update here, quite a bit to catch up on. What we also got going on in the other room, Colby's truck is waiting. We're waiting on the roof cap. But what I got here, I don't know if you guys recognize that. There's some panels. Take a guess. What do you think those are? Well, they're an old gas pump. The guy brought me out these panels for an old gas pump, and he took them out to a shop, and he had them powder coated, and they're all dented up. And he said, "Can you repair them? Get them nice and straight, and then paint them green for me and powder coat them?" What the gentleman didn't understand was the shop. The shop should have explained it to him, maybe. I don't know who did what here and what went on, but they should have said to him, you know, we can only hammer the dents out the best possible, and that's it. Because when you powder coat stuff, powder coating is involved with heat. You can't put body filler on; it'll just blister off. So he kind of wasted his money there. He kind of got screwed over on that one. So anyway, he brought him out to me, and he said, "I don't understand what's going on." He goes, "I took him to this guy. I'm not very happy with him. I asked him, can you get him straight? Can you fix all the dents in him and then powder coat him? I wanted a good finish on there." He goes, "I went and picked him up, and this is what I got." And he said, "I paid for him. I took him out, and I'm not happy." And I explained to him how you can't do body work and then powder coat. It just won't work. So anyway, we brought us some gas pump things. So that's it. So yeah, I don't know what else to say. I want to thank. Hang on a sec here. Let's get around here. Let's get this camera set up, guys. Oh. Okay. I want to thank, he's one of my subscribers. I want to thank Eric. Where is he here? Right there. Eric, if you can see that. Eric Polston. I want to thank him. He's all the way from, oh God, where is he from here? Florida. He just wrote into me and he says, I know you don't get to trade stickers much, but I wanted for you to have one of mine. Thank you for doing your videos, and I watched him. Fins up, Eric Polston. And he gave me one of his cool stickers here. His Scout Chief, 1966. Hey man, big thumbs up to you, Eric. I want to thank you a lot for that. There's so many of you guys out there I want to thank. Here's another guy who wrote into me. And his let's see here. If I can get this computer to work. I'm not a computer guy. His name is Scott Martin. And he's over in New Zealand. And he writes, he goes, I'm on the starter... I'm sorry guys, I didn't finish school. I'm a car guy. So just bear with my reading. I'm at the start of myself... or maybe his spelling's not the greatest. Very first hot rod custom car build. A 49 to 52 Vauxhall. I'm looking at doing a 3-inch roof chop, Frenching the headlights and number plate, all due to watching your YouTube channel. And I'm a subscriber. Can't wait to see the next episode. If you ever find yourself in New Zealand, beers are on me. Well, you just screwed up there, Scott, by saying the beers are on you, because I drink a lot of beer. But I think I already wrote that back to you. That means a lot to me, Scott. Thanks a lot. I started doing, I read these videos, I read these as many as I can, and I just want to thank all you guys out there. I mean, I can't get over it. But here's one that came to me, and this one's just unbelievable, guys. I want you guys to hear this. Here we go. And there's so many. I don't want you guys to think all the other guys have written in. I've forgotten about you. I don't know you're out there. I know you're out there. Okay. It's just time is so busy for me. This is a message. Oh, where are we here? This is a message from Ron Larson. Ron Larson. If you're out there, Ron. Here we go. I wrote to you a few months ago, which he did. He did write to me. Just had to drop a few lines. I was that body man from Houston. That's what he's telling me. He's a retired guy. I just cannot get over how your shop and the way you do things are exact to when I had my shop in the 70s back in Wisconsin. I, like yourself, have always took, and I'm reading this, here we go. I, like yourself, have always took in jobs when other shops were too good to work on their cars. So what he's saying is sometimes, you know how I do these jobs for people and they don't have a lot of money, but I do them I try and do patchwork to just keep them going. It's not the proper way, but I try and do patchwork, not running gear, but body-wise. He's saying that he tried to help people out too, like I try and do. I don't like to do that stuff. I really don't. But sometimes you gotta help people out. You gotta do that stuff. And yeah, that's your name on there. So you're taking a big risk at it when the body ain't perfectly straight. But not all of us have money falling out of our ass. So he's agreeing with me there, kinda. Anyway, I always took on jobs, where other shops were too good to. My main objective was to help the customer to get their car back on the road and would work with them and their budget. I always said, when you do what you love, you never have to advertise. So true. So true. Because I'm not in the phone book or anything. People see that and know that they're at the right place. I'm working at a shop now, but I'm looking for a way to open my own little shop again. I hope that, I really, hey Baron, big thumbs up, hope that works for you. I'm very old school and thought all was lost in today's world until I found your YouTube channel. I have to add this one little thing. The beginning of March, my mother passed away. He says here, in 1 month, she would have made it to 95 years old, and her mom lived to be 106. That's so odd, because my neighbor across the road, she's 95 years old, and still out there cutting her grass and doing gardening. What a sweet lady. I'm sorry to hear about your loss, but that is a good life, you have to admit. That's a damn good life. Through that time, it was, of course, very hard for me and my brother, but your videos helped me through those times and gave me hope of maybe another shop and doing what I love to do. Anyway, keep up the great work and your fine shop, Ron. Ron, I want to thank you. Big thumbs up. When I first started doing these videos, I did these videos because I had customers that were out of town and they were putting money in my account every couple weeks, because payday's every couple weeks for me, and they'd come down every few months to see their cars. And I hate it when people pay me and they don't see what's going on. I just can't stand it. So I started doing these videos for them. And I was actually going to stop these videos. I seriously was. Like, I've been doing these for 2 years now, and I'm pretty much done with Dennis's car. He's the last guy that's out of town now. He's in Fort McMurray, but his car's almost done. That's the Chevelle that you're watching, and I was going to stop these videos. I wasn't going to do them anymore. But you know, it's all you guys in there that wrote to me and write to me and give me thumbs up and just your comments on the videos that just, what can I say? I never met most of you guys, pretty much all of you guys. I've only met a few people off of here, and you're like friends. I feel like I've known you forever. So we're going to plug away for another year at these videos and see where they take us. If you guys want me out here for another year, that's up to you guys if you want us on there. We're going to go for another year and see where it goes. And I just want to thank each and every one of you. There's tons of guys that have written in here. I know you didn't get your name out here today, but I want to thank you all. Seriously. It's not about Old Time Garage. It's about you guys. So remember, it's always a good time at Old Time. Get out in that shop and build something. Go spend it with your family. Do something important. Enjoy life. It's a short one. And thank you so much, all you subscribers and all you viewers. Just everyone, thank you. Okay, see you next time.